They call him the kindest man in Hollywood. But beneath the headlines and the memes lives a rarer truth. Keanu Reeves didn't just make money, he outgrew it. While the world sprinted after attention, he built something sturdier, clarity. This is not the usual tale of fame, pain, and fortune. It's a blueprint for a kind of wealth most people never touch, the kind that begins where need ends. If real wealth is the power to choose your life, then this is how he bought back his time, and why he keeps giving it away. What if the richest life is the one that needs the least? The mind before the money. Born in Beirut, moved through continents before he turned 10. Dyslexia turned classrooms into obstacle courses. If most people build identity from roots, Keanu learned to build from motion. Constant change taught him a lesson the market usually teaches late. Everything external is volatile. So he stopped betting on what could be taken. He started investing in what couldn't. He used repetition like a metronome. Same commute, same breakfast, same quiet routines. To some, it looks boring. To professionals, it's performance design. Fewer micro decisions, more bandwidth for what matters. While peers chased stimulation, he chased stillness. Stillness lowered the noise floor. And when the noise fell, the signal of his life got louder. Attention over ambition. That single reframe would compound for decades. Lower friction, raise focus. When you reduce the number of things that can hijack your day stops hijacking your life. Lessons carved by pain. Pain, physical and otherwise, became a strict tutor. During the era of a career-defining role, a spinal issue forced him to relearn the art of moving slowly. He trained in discomfort, practiced patience like a craft, and discovered something the markets echo. Panic is expensive, calm is underpriced. Loss visited again and again. Friends, family, futures that never arrived. Public faces collapse under half of that. Keanu didn't harden, he simplified. He trimmed obligations the way a disciplined investor trims failing positions. Not because he didn't feel, but because he refused to let feeling spend his future. The quieter he became, the more signal he could hear. Pain isn't the enemy. Panic is. The economics of saying no. Hollywood runs on yes. He built wealth on no. After a breakout hit, he declined the sequel when the story didn't move. He turned down endorsements that didn't fit, commercials that reduced him to a billboard, roles that traded meaning for momentum. Saying no in the short term buys you something compounding in the long term, credibility. Credibility turns into leverage. Leverage turns into freedom. Freedom compounds into wealth. He wasn't allergic to money. He was allergic to being owned by it. In an era when visibility is currency, he cultivated something more durable, mystique. And mystique, paired with reliability, makes you scarce. Scarcity is valuable. Reputation is a dividend that keeps paying while you sleep. Remove one bad yes, and your best yeses find you faster. Building a quiet empire. He didn't open a merch line. He co-founded a craft company that makes machines you can feel. Each motorcycle is designed to be the last one its owner needs. That question, will it outlast me, acts like a North Star. It reorders decisions. It filters partners. It elevates standards. He invests in things that reward patience, people, projects, products meant to age well. There's a difference between monetizing passion and mastering it. Mastery gives you pricing power. Pricing power buys you time. Time lets you choose work that adds rather than subtracts. He isn't chasing more. He's calibrating enough. Enough revenue to fund the work. Enough margin to treat people well. Enough restraint to keep the brand rare. When the world optimizes for speed, quality becomes a moat. You don't need more streams. You need stronger sources. The paradox of giving. The more he gave, the richer he seemed to get. Not just in headlines or applause, but in opportunities, relationships, and time. He's supported medical research, children's hospitals, and people behind the camera who rarely see the spotlight. He's thanked teams not with speeches alone, but with things that move, resources, tools, the message. You matter. Some call it altruism. Strategists call it alignment. Value flows to where it's respected. When you treat people as co-owners of outcomes, they work like it. Loyalty is compound interest you can't buy directly. It's earned, one generous choice at a time. He didn't donate to look good. He donated because generosity was the only way the math of his life made sense. Generosity is not subtraction. It's signal. It tells the world what game you're playing. The science of calm returns. Markets punish reactivity, so does life. The calmer your nervous system, the longer your time horizon. The longer your horizon, the better your decisions. He trains calm the way athletes train strength. Repetition, breath, limits explored gently and often. Without noise, he can hear weak signals early. A script with spine, a partner with ethics, a product with soul. A schedule built for patience is a schedule built for power. Fewer late nights, fewer distractions, fewer deals that look good now and rot later. Simplicity isn't scarcity, it's strategy. By needing less, he bought optionality. By keeping costs of living and ego low, he made every paycheck heavier. Money didn't have to scream. It could whisper and still be heard. Calm is the most portable form of wealth. If you control your pace, you control your price. The brand of invisibility. Try something radical. Don't post. Let the work speak. In a culture where oversharing is the default, he keeps parts of his life unindexed. The result? Scarcity again. Interviews become events. Appearances feel meaningful. He sidesteps the algorithm's mood swings by refusing to feed it every day. That restraint protects another asset, privacy. Privacy keeps the mind oxygenated. Oxygen fuels judgment. Judgment allocates capital. The chain is simple but powerful. Protect your attention, and your attention will protect your future. You don't have to be everywhere to be inevitable. If attention is currency, spend yours like an owner, not a tenant. The billionaire who needs nothing. He lives simply, eats simply, travels without ceremony. Not because he can't afford spectacle, but because the bill for spectacle is always attention. He guards that, then aims it. His wealth, measured in the usual way, sits in 9 figures. His wealth, measured the way he lives, sits in something harder to fake. Time he owns, peace he keeps, work he respects. Ask 10 people what luxury is. Most will point to cost. He'll point to control. Control is choosing projects for the soul, not for the optics. It's arriving early because you want to, not because you have to. It's paying collaborators like partners. It's making enough room in your life that gratitude has somewhere to land. He didn't escape the game. He changed the rules that applied to him. Luxury is not the price of things. It's the price you don't pay with your peace. Practical framework. How peace compounds. What can you take from this and use tomorrow? 1. Design boring on purpose. Build routines that lower cognitive drag. Standardize the first and last hour of your day. In the middle, be creative. 2. Audit your yes. If a commitment confuses your identity, it will eventually confuse your audience and your balance sheet. 3. Invest in longevity. Tools, partners, products that outlast trends. Ask the same question he asks. Will this outlast me? 4. Share the upside. Treat the people who make the work possible like co-authors of the result. Loyalty is cheaper to keep than to buy back. 5. Protect your attention. Turn off the non-essential feed loops. Replace them with inputs you control. Books, mentors, real conversations. 6. Let calm set your price. The calmer you are, the less you discount your value to close something fast. None of this requires fame. All of it requires intention. The quote and the quiet. I know that the ones who love us will miss us. When he said that, the world called it profound. It was simple. The kind of simple you arrive at after a long walk through complexity. He's played heroes and assassins and messiahs. Off-screen, he studied what all 3 need: discipline, limits, and the humility to keep learning. He reads more than he posts, trains more than he talks, thanks more than he demands. In a culture of louder, he chose deeper. The result is a fortune that looks accidental and a legacy that looks inevitable. The mind that outgrew money didn't do it by rejecting wealth. It did it by putting wealth in its place. Mastery first, money follows. If you're still here, you don't want louder. You want clearer. You want a life where money amplifies meaning rather than replaces it. Take what you saw and apply one decision today. Remove one noisy yes. Install one quiet routine. Share one piece of value without asking for anything back. Watch what compounds. This is Luxury Odyssey, where ambition meets awareness, where discipline turns into freedom, where wealth begins not with what you get, but with what you no longer need. Subscribe and keep building a fortune the calm way, brick by brick, decision by decision, until your life, like his, speaks for itself, even when you don't.